Hello princesses, today we're going to be talking about the Hourglass Hydrating Skin Tint. I picked this up because it was winter. We are now in spring in New Zealand and my skin was very dry, and all of the other foundations that I had were just making it look way worse, way more drying, and so I was looking for something that was going to be very hydrating. I didn't specifically pick it because it was sheer. It's the hydrating factor that I wanted. So I've been using it every day for about a month and I am really enjoying it. It is quite expensive, but I don't know, it does seem to be lasting pretty well. It doesn't feel empty. I would say maybe I'm halfway through, which is pretty good. It has got a really long product description from Becca, which is where I bought this. A lightweight skin tint that instantly boosts skin's moisture level by 52% and provides all-day hydration for a dewy, healthy-looking glow. The formula melts instantly into skin, providing comfortable all-day wear and a sheer veil of coverage to diffuse imperfections and even skin tone, while visibly plumping and smoothing the complexion. It's formulated with 94% naturally derived ingredients, including hyaluronic acid, to deeply hydrate and enhance skin's radiance. Also infused with plant-based squalane, meadow foam seed oil, and rambutan blend. I'm not sure about these ingredients. The formula instantly makes skin look and feel smoother while providing continuous nourishment throughout the day. I picked mine up in the shade 2, which is obviously the second lightest. It was the more yellowy, peachy undertone. I believe that number 1 was a little bit more of a pinker undertone, so number 2 is definitely the one for me. It is slightly darker than my natural skin tone, but it's very sheer, so it doesn't really matter. There are 18 shades in total, which looks pretty good, and they do seem to go down to the deeper shades, which is good. Actually, number 3 is lighter than number 2, but I remember trying number 3 in like a tester and it didn't look good. The packaging of the product is quite pretty and very functional. I do enjoy that it stands on the bottom so that all of the product is going to run down, which means that you're going to be able to use the majority of the product. I usually give it a shake before I apply it. I'm not sure if you should. Yes, it does say shake well before use, so the product is going to kind of move around, but I do think that the application is really easy. Today I'm going to be doing a voiceover because the application is very quick and I yap a little bit too much. So I usually apply this straight onto my face and then I blend it out with a fluffy brush. I think this is like a dense blending brush from Zoeva. I'm not 100% sure though. You can use your fingers, but I prefer to use a brush just because I keep my fingers clean. I usually use little circular motions and then a few little dragging motions. And once the majority of the blending is done with the brush, I use a cushion puff to just pat over the top. This helps to blend out any streaky bits. I definitely agree that my skin looks more hydrated. I'm not sure about the plumpiness immediately, but there is definitely a very sheer coverage. You can see all of the little freckles and scars pretty easily. This is at the end of the day, which is 13 hours later, and we can see that the coverage has kind of disappeared. I feel like there's still a little bit of coverage, but not really much. My skin looks very hydrated, slightly oily on the forehead, but overall pretty good. Please ignore the giant pimple that is brewing on the middle of my nose. I'm happy with the coverage at the end of the day. It's not high, but I still think that it looks really nice and healthy. So overall for this one, I actually really enjoy the product. I'm not sure if I'd purchase it again because it is very expensive. This was 97 New Zealand dollars and it is 35 milliliters, which is pretty small. I think that the color suits me well. I'm wearing it today mixed with another foundation, so I get a little bit more coverage because sometimes I feel like it's not quite enough coverage. I know that it's sheer, I know that it's a skin tint, so that is not a complaint at all. It's just that sometimes you want a little bit more coverage, mostly because I have this gigantic pimple on the middle of my nose, which you can't see that well because I have my glasses on for a reason this week. But overall, this one is really easy to apply. I can use my fingers to apply it, so it does make it a really good travel companion. So if you're looking for something that's really hydrating, that is easy to apply, and you don't need to bring another brush, this is one that I would definitely recommend as well. It also mixes in pretty well. I mixed it with the Laura Mercier foundation for today. I did about half and half because Laura Mercier is a really good color and it's a really good coverage, but it's so drying on my skin. And it does pill a little bit when it mixed with that one, but nothing major, so I think that it still looks pretty good. I would definitely recommend this to anyone who's looking for a really moisturizing makeup base. You can put other makeup on top of it as well. So if you wanted to add more coverage, I've also used it with a concealer, or like I said, mixed in with another foundation, and that will give me a little bit more coverage because this is very, very sheer. So I've been using it in the past few videos, and since I upgraded to a new camera, I find that it almost looks like I'm not wearing any makeup because you can see all of the imperfections, which I don't necessarily mind, but it was kind of a little bit odd to edit them back because I'm so used to seeing my skin a little bit more blurred because the other camera just didn't have that much high quality. That's okay. But I really enjoy it. I don't know if I'd buy it again because there is a Westman Atelier one that I really want to try. But if the Westman doesn't work out, then I probably would buy this again for winter next year because my skin does get very dry in the winter. So thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!